To assist Lord Ram in the war against Dharma, the universe required an unparalleled guardian. The Puranas explain that whenever Vishnu incarnates on Earth to restore balance, Shiva also manifests a physical form to serve beside him. This manifestation required a precise transfer of energy. Shiva directed a fraction of his own cosmic essence, the Rudra power, through the wind god, Vayu. Vayu then carried this divine spark directly into the womb of Anjana, a Vanar princess. The child born from this union was an anomaly. He possessed raw, unguided cosmic strength. He held a portion of the power associated with the destruction of the universe, yet he had the mind and innocence of an infant. He was a living deterrent, pulsing with infinite kinetic energy. But at this stage, he lacked a master or a direction. He was a force of nature without an understanding of his own capabilities. Driven by the raw hunger of a newborn, the child looked up, saw the glowing red orb of the sun, and mistook it for a ripe fruit. Using his innate power of flight, he launched himself straight into the cosmos to claim it. His ascent threw the heavens into a panic. He effortlessly swatted away the eclipse demon Rahu like a common insect. To stop the child from swallowing the sun, Lord Indra intervened, striking the boy with the Vajra, his most feared lightning weapon, sending him falling back to earth. Realizing the child's divine origin, the gods revived him and granted him absolute invincibility. No weapon created could ever harm him again. However, the earthly sages recognized the danger of a child wielding such terrifying strength. They placed a curse on him. He would live in total ignorance of his power until someone specifically reminded him of it. The most powerful entity in existence was suddenly rendered ordinary. His physical durability remained, but his cosmic potential was locked behind a veil of amnesia, waiting for a catalyst to break the seal. Years passed. The boy grew into a highly capable but seemingly normal warrior, spending his days in the rocky terrains of Kishkinda, dutifully serving the exiled Vanar king Sugriv. That changed when two wandering princes entered his territory. Disguised as a Brahmin to investigate the strangers, Hanuman approached Ram and Lakshman. The moment Ram spoke, the disguise fell away. Hanuman realized instantly that his entire life had been a prelude to this meeting. That devotion was quickly tested. Ram's wife Sita was abducted by the demon king Ravan. The search party reached the southern tip of India, only to face a massive geographical barrier, a vast, uncrossable ocean standing between them and Ravan's island fortress of Lanka. The army fell into despair, but the elder bear king Jambavan stepped forward. He turned to the quiet warrior and began reciting the forgotten story of his birth. As Jambavan spoke, the ancient curse shattered. His true nature flooded back, and Hanuman's physical form expanded to match the size of a mountain. His cosmic strength was finally accessible, but it was no longer the reckless energy of a child. This power was now focused, channeled entirely through his total submission to Ram's mission. Arriving at Lanka, he used his divine abilities for espionage, shrinking his massive frame down to the size of an insect. This allowed him to slip past the city's coastal guards and locate Mata Sita imprisoned within the Ashokvatika garden. From the branches above, he recounted Ram's story to gain her trust, then dropped down to present Ram's signet ring. That ring was the physical proof she needed to believe that a rescue was coming. His primary mission was complete, but before leaving, he needed to assess Ravan's military readiness. He intentionally destroyed the royal garden, allowed himself to be captured, and was dragged into Ravan's court. There, he looked the demon king in the eye and delivered a clear warning: return Sita or face total annihilation. Ravan responded by ordering his guards to set Hanuman's tail on fire. Hanuman used the flame to his advantage. He broke his restraints and began leaping from palace to palace, using his blazing tail to ignite the capital. By the time he leaped back across the ocean, the Golden City was a smoldering ruin. He had bypassed every defense, mocked the king in his own throne room, and turned the capital to ash. Long before the actual war began, Hanuman had already destroyed the illusion of Ravan's total security. When the full-scale war began, the casualties were staggering. The lowest point came when Ravan's son struck Lakshman with a divine weapon. Lakshman fell into a mortal coma, and the only cure was the Sanjivani herb, which had to be administered before the next sunrise. The herb grew on the Dronagiri mountain, thousands of miles away. Hanuman flew across the continent in hours. Unable to identify the specific plant, he tore the mountain peak out of the earth and carried it back to the battlefield. His rescues reached into the underworld itself. When the sorcerer Ahiravan kidnapped Ram and Lakshman while they slept, intending to sacrifice them, Hanuman tracked them to the depths. He dismantled the sorcerer's forces alone and carried his masters back to the safety of the camp. Throughout the conflict, he served as the essential failsafe. Whenever the physical, magical, or geographical odds became impossible for the mortal army, Hanuman stepped in to ensure that Dharma would prevail. Following the victory, the survivors returned to Ayodhya. During the grand coronation, Ram distributed wealth, jewels, and territories to the allies who had helped reclaim his kingdom. Yet for his most vital soldier, Ram offered nothing. Sensing the court's confusion, Sita removed her own pearl necklace and handed it to him. Instead of wearing it, Hanuman began cracking the pearls open with his teeth, peering inside and tossing them aside. The courtiers were confused, asking why he would destroy such a valuable gift. He replied that any object lacking the presence of Ram and Sita was completely worthless. When challenged to prove if his lords truly resided within him, he grabbed his chest and tore his ribcage open, revealing Ram and Sita seated where his heart should be. The court fell silent. It was clear why Ram had offered no kingdom or treasure. For a being of his magnitude, material compensation was irrelevant. The opportunity to serve was the only reward he ever sought. His service did not end with the Ramayana. Operating outside the bounds of a single mortal lifetime, he reappeared eras later during the Mahabharata. He specifically intervened to test the mighty Bhima and to shatter the egos of powerful figures like Arjuna, reminding them that true strength requires humility. This longevity was by design. When it was finally time for Lord Ram to conclude his earthly life and return to the cosmic realm, he offered his devotee the chance to join him. Hanuman respectfully declined. Instead, he chose to remain on Earth in a physical form for as long as the story of Ram is told. Tradition suggests that wherever the name of Ram is chanted, Hanuman is present in the silence, listening. He endures as a living example of power through total surrender. He is tangible proof that the most terrifying energy in the universe reaches its peak only when it is anchored by unconditional devotion.